So the video you're about to watch is actually part of a bigger course which is called ClickUp Fundamentals Mastery, and it consists of 15 video lessons where I describe all the basics of ClickUp that you need to understand and to learn in order to be able to implement ClickUp in your company. I also share the framework that I've built over the last years on how I approach ClickUp so that again you can just basically do the same in your team. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to get access to the course, it's free. I can just find the link in the description below. In this class, we'll be covering ClickUp AI and ClickUp Super Agents, what they are and how you can use them in your ClickUp account. So let's dive into what ClickUp AI is, what it consists of, and one of the most important things, the pricing, which is at the same time one of the most confusing parts here. And let me give you a quick story here before we dive into this. I've been quite skeptical about ClickUp AI for a while, and I don't know why, but every time I would implement something, I would try not to use it because it felt like, I didn't know the right way to find the use case for it, so it's really helpful and you're not just like wasting money on something that doesn't really make sense. And I had a very recent project where I was working with a digital marketing agency. We're focusing on web development process using the process first framework for ClickUp. And one of the parts of the setup was having that 10,000 food overview and having a different list. I'm not going to focus on this example right now. I'm just giving you kind of a thought process of why I think ClickUp AI is a good idea. And there was a separate part of the ClickUp structure that we've built that allowed the leadership team to see what's going on in the company. That list contained a lot of deliverables, and those deliverables had to be updated frequently, like once every couple of days. And when teams started using it, they were like, getting used to the structure. And over the next couple of weeks, I figured that they forget, most of the time they forget to update that high-level overview list for the leadership team. So I was like, all right, so ClickUp AI they just launched this ClickUp AI thing, Super Agents. So let's try and see how that works. So we did, and it worked pretty well. And I want to tell you that since that time, I kind of started brainstorming more and more ideas of how ClickUp AI can be part of the setups that we're building. It's important to mention that there is absolutely a price component of this because it's going to cost you more money in terms of the subscription cost or credit cost. In some instances, if you're using the right use case and if you're coming up with the right use case, it's very, very much worth it. So back to what ClickUp AI is and what it consists of. There are basically two parts of ClickUp AI. The first one is called ClickUp Brain. And again, this is the way I understand it. In the future, things might slightly change, but for now, the way I understand it is broken down into two pieces. The first one is called ClickUp AI, ClickUp Brain. What ClickUp Brain is essentially an AI assistant. It's like ChatGPT product that allows you to communicate with this using a chat feature. So you can find the AI, Ask AI here at the top, right? It's a little button here. You might find it somewhere else, like here at the top right corner. So it should be easily accessible. But over here, you can basically type in questions and ask things about the information that you have in ClickUp. The most powerful thing here is that ClickUp AI knows all the information that you have inside your ClickUp workspace. So if you were to ask something about the hiring process, it could easily go inside the task, read its description, figure out what are the custom fields, understand the comments and analyze the comments, and then give you a better understanding of what's going on in that process. So this is the powerful part of ClickUp AI because it's not only ChatGPT kind of type of feature where you just type in and it asks you, answers your random response not related to your data, but it actually consumes your data and it knows everything that you're doing as long as you're keeping your information in ClickUp. So that's the part number one. You can see over here, it gives you different suggested options. It can be generating an image. It can ask about your Google Calendar. It can search ClickUp. It can search the web. You can do many different things, and it's really like ChatGPT in ClickUp, just with access to your ClickUp account. So again, it's pretty powerful. This thing is very helpful when you're, I had a use case with the short-term rental company, and they would they would have thousands of tasks here. They would manage a lot of reservations and a lot of reviews from the clients, and they would literally have 4,000 tasks at the same time, 5,000 tasks. It's a lot of tasks. Sometimes it can be it's really a lot. What they would do is they would just communicate with ClickUp AI. They would say, hey, find me a task with this person where we said this, and this. The link pops up. They click the link and just go to the task. So instead of using not only they're using the search bar, which is very helpful and is one of the main functionalities in ClickUp as well, but they are using ClickUp AI so that it not only finds information, but it also analyzes it for them. So this is the component number one, which basically works the same way as ChatGPT. Now, The component number 2 is called ClickUp Agents. And by the way, you can also find the AI on the left-hand side here. You can see it says Ask AI, which is what we just reviewed as a ChatGPT type feature. And it also has the new Super Agent feature. Now, the Super Agent is some sort of a GPT type of thing, right? If you've ever used GPT in ChatGPT, what it basically allows you to do is allows you to create an agent, right, that will do things over and over again. It's some sort of like a ClickUp automation just on steroids, because it can do many things at once, not only the things that you're specifying in the actions. So over here, what I could do, I could say, and I already have an example. I could say your role is to monitor the web development project and also update the task whenever the status changes, for example, right? So it says, if you look over here, it says in instructions, treat the following as primary project sources, gives you all the links, and you can specify where it takes information from. And you can say on each schedule run, so use this project list to understand recent work. So analyze the information, scan recent activities, pay attention to patterns across tasks, then identify each active website phase. And then for each project, you need to, so what it does, I'm just trying to find it over here, is it updates the status of the task based on the information that it consumed in ClickUp. So it basically is a summarizer, but it not only summarizes information, it also updates the status of the task. The way you're creating the super agent, and why I was reluctant to using it is because I couldn't figure out the way of like coming up with these ideas. And then I figured that when we're using the process first implementation framework, these ideas naturally come to mind. Because when you're looking at the structure that you've built using the process first implementation framework, it's very easy to understand based on the process that you have, what are the actions that you want AI to take over, right? If it's something simple like updating the statuses or reviewing the updates, or posting feedback every once in a while, you can create a super agent for that. So the way it works is you just basically need to type in and describe to ClickUp what super agent needs to do. So let's just go with this. I want this agent to go through all my tasks and give me daily report on my progress. Great. So I'm just sending a very simple request. I'm saying, hey, this is what I want the super agent to do. I want it to read through all my information and send me a message daily with my progress. Here is what it does. It says, got it. If you want an agent, that's definitely possible. Scan all your tasks. Quick question. As a DM direct, how would you like your agent to send your daily report? And again, it asks me a question. It prompts me what or how should it work. So instead of me thinking about through all of these things, I can just basically give it a quick idea, and then it's going to direct me how this agent should work. So I would say, as a DM, I don't want it to be a specific channel, a specific document. I just want it to send me directly a DM message. Perfect. I'm going to reply. It's going to take some time to think probably. Builds the agent, analyzes all the things, right? And again, here on the right-hand side, you can see the progress bar. While it's doing this, I'm going to also show you, because again, as you're building the super agents, as I mentioned, these things are not free. They're not included with all this, with the regular subscriptions that you have in ClickUp, and you're going to need to purchase an additional subscription here. So while it's creating this agent, I'm going to go on the right-hand side to my icon. You can also go from here, and you can click on settings, and we're going to go to AI usage. Over here it says AI super credits. So the first thing is most likely you're going to have some AI credits kind of gifted to you by ClickUp, or given to you by ClickUp so that you can test this feature out. So you'll probably have a couple 100 credits here. If you want to top it up, you just need to click on add credits button, and you can purchase $10, $20, or $30 worth of credits. And over here, it actually tells you the equivalent. So $30 is enough for up to 3,000 AI fields, 1,500 AI cards, and 150 agent actions. So if it were to run your agent for $30, and again, over here, just like around 150 agent actions. If it's like a very simple action, it might be even more. But again, this is just one way of purchasing this AI credits. Another way of doing this is actually purchasing a subscription, an additional subscription for ClickUp. So it's kind of topping up or like upgrading your account from just a regular plan that you're on to regular plan plus AI. And over here it says Brain AI, which is $14 per person if you're paying per month. Yearly for now it's $9, and it gives you basically all these functionalities and features. 1,500 AI super credits per user monthly. So if you have 10 users, it's going to be 15,000 AI credits per month used by across the whole team. So it's not necessarily used by one person 1,500 credits. It can be one person can use 10,000 credits. So it just gets kind of assigned to the whole team, not to a specific person. But this is another way of purchasing these credits and subscribing. Sometimes it might be even cheaper. So again, you just need to figure out what you're going to be using this for, what is the use case, and then determine which pricing makes the most sense. But as we're speaking, let's go back to our AI. I'm going to go to my, let me actually go to my super agents. Okay, maybe when I close the window, it actually didn't create one, but whenever it does, it's going to be the super agent going to pop up over here, and it's going to say website project status sync, right? And it's going to have all the instructions populated by you. The cool thing, you don't need to write anything here. It's basically going to do it for you, right? And you can see a lot of details in here. It's going to specify the trigger. It's going to specify the tools it's going to be using, the knowledge that it's going to be using. So you can also add these things in here for all the super agents. And again, just to give you an idea of how much it costs to use these things, I was running this super agent for a couple of days. I think it was like 5 days. It was posting updates 3 times a day. And I think it cost me like 60 cents per week to run this thing. So again, assuming that it analyzes all the information, posts information inside my tasks, and again saves me like probably 15 minutes to go through all the information myself, just cost me like 60 cents if I were to use AI credits to run this for a week. So $2.50 if I were to run this for a month, but it's more than worth it if it posts 3 times a day. I could just post the updates once a week, and it would basically cut the cost by, I don't know, 7 times or whatever that is, like even more. So I could spend like 60 cents a month for this thing. But again, this is based on the pricing that is currently in ClickUp. It might change whenever you're watching this video, so make sure to check out their pricing page and see which one makes more sense to you. But these are basically ways for you to use ClickUp in terms of asking ClickUp and using it, ClickUp AI using it as a ChatGPT feature, or using super agents, and again for them to perform actions on a schedule, or you can even communicate with them and they can grab information, analyze, and give you the updates. But you'll have to play with this and come up with the idea using the process first implementation framework that will be specific to your process and specific to how you do work. Now, one last thing, because we mentioned there is ClickUp AI and ClickUp Super Agent. ClickUp AI can also be used in custom fields and in dashboards. So if we go back to our structure that we previously built, if you remember the way we're creating custom fields by clicking the plus button, and over here at the top is always, now most of the time, it shows you the AI fields, right? It shows you different fields that can be created, which technically are normal fields, but they are going to be filled out by AI. So instead of you filling out the value, ClickUp AI can automatically fill those values for you in the field. So if I were to say the custom dropdown, you can see I can specify the same way I would do with normal dropdown, the option 1, option 2, but here at the bottom, I can say the prompt and I can say select the drop-down option that best matches the details from the task. That's very general. I can say select the drop-down 1 if the task has this, or select the drop-down 2 if the task has that. And those conditions can be much more complex than if we were to use a simple automation. So this AI fields can also be used as part of the ClickUp AI or ClickUp Brain, right? So this when it comes to custom fields. And the same things if we go to the dashboard. If you click on the card in the dashboard, you have AI cards. Those are again generated and powered by ClickUp AI. So whenever you're using them, it does use the credits that you have in your account. But you can see over here, it gives you the summary, project update, the stand-up, the AI brain, which is basically the chat that you're gonna have there. And again, all of these things can be part of your dashboard. So if I were to add something, I would need to add a prompt, right? So over here, I need to ask anything, and I can say, hey, give me update about all my tasks, right? It's going to generate the response. But with that said, while it's generating the response, again, this is basically it. So you're breaking down AI into ClickUp AI, ClickUp Brain that you can communicate with and can help you fill out the custom fields or the dashboards, cards, right? And the second part is ClickUp Super Agents that can help you actually perform some actions and do things kind of independently, really. The main thing is just to find the use case that will fit most your business and your business process. And over here, you can see gives me the update. You have 332 tasks, and these are all the things that I'm working on right now. So again, it's pretty cool, right? It just has to be very specific to the process. This is why I was reluctant, because many times people are using this not knowing what they really want from the functionality. If you use the process first implementation framework, you understand the process, again, you can come up with the ideas that will actually fit and will be helpful, and not only wasting your AI credits on some, cool looking ideas without actually being helpful. So with that said, that's the last ClickUp advanced feature that we'll be looking into. Again, just for the sake of time, that was the overview. We're gonna have a different course that covers all these features in more details, and it dives into actually how to use them, how to set them up with more examples. But hopefully this whole course was helpful to you, and again, you understand now better how to use ClickUp AI and what ClickUp AI really is.